Welcome back, everyone. In this video, I'll be talking about the user interface of AutoCAD and some basic functions that we use to manipulate a drawing. The topics that I'll be covering in this video: um, AutoCAD interface, the status bar. These are some terminologies that you ought to become familiar with. AutoCAD display options, grids and snap, and how to snap to a grid, how to configure your grid and snap. What is ortho? That's very useful. So what is universal coordinate system? And within that, we're going to talk about origin. Every space in an AutoCAD file has a origin, meaning 0, 0, 0 point, XYZ is 0. How to zoom and pan, and how to start a brand new file. And we're going to use a drawing template, TWT file, that comes when you install AutoCAD. So it comes standard. Okay, so let's go ahead to AutoCAD. And I've already opened this file, Space Shuttle. You can download it from the website that I've shown you in the previous video. Okay, it's freely available, of course, for non-commercial use. So I've already opened that. It comes in TWG5 format. Okay. There are many tabs up here in AutoCAD. So the most of the icons in the Home tab are the ones that we use frequently, like the basic draw functions. We use them very frequently. You can add or remove from this ribbon. There's a basic modification commands. You can add or remove from this. We're going to talk about it in later videos. You can add dimensions or leaders and other annotations to your drawing. You can add layers and so forth. We're going to talk about majority of these. So that's about the ribbons up there in the Home tab. At the bottom, you have the command bar. So anything you do in AutoCAD, you will see the history in the command bar. Some people call it command line. Okay. Historically, in the very old versions of AutoCAD, you used to just deal with the command bar. And there were icons. However, the very old users of AutoCAD, they were very comfortable using just the command bar. For instance, typing L, press enter, that invokes the line command. You click a single left click, start point, second, third, and so forth. I'm going to use escape key on the keyboard, top left corner, to get out of any command. Okay, you can just click on an element, click on the second one, and press on erase, or you can press on delete key on the keyboard. Either one will delete those two elements. We gotta know that to do pretty much anything in AutoCAD, there are many ways to do it. So for instance, line, you can click on there and do the same thing, escape, or you could simply type here line and press enter, do the same thing, right, escape, or you can simply do the L and escape. If you press enter, AutoCAD will run the very last command that you ran. If I just press enter, as you see, it invoked the line command, right? Escape. So that's a little bit about different ways of running a command in AutoCAD. Okay, I'm gonna select everything, press erase. Okay, At the bottom section, you see status bar. On the very left, you see different spaces. So we have model space and paper space. Okay. In AutoCAD, in model space, we draw everything in true size. That's the norm. That's the way professionals, do it. They don't draw in a scale. They print in a scale in the paper space. Some people call it, layout space, but it's actually a paper space that you can add many layouts as you want. Okay, it's like that, and each layout can be set up to a different page size that your printer can print on. Okay, but in the model space, you draw in true dimensions. So that's from those two spaces, model versus paper space, where you can add multiple layouts. And on the right side, you see a lot of options that will influence how you draw things. And we're going to talk about pretty much everything here today and other videos in the future. One thing I want to mention is customization. You can single left click on it, and I've already added a few of them that might not show up on your status bar. I've already turned on LineWeight that shows up here, and I've already turned on dynamic input. I'm going to be using a lot in the later videos. So that's your dynamic input. You can turn on and off. For instance, grid is right there, snap is right there, and so forth. Okay. The next thing I want to mention is you can display what you have in a clean screen and full size. Okay, just gonna click on that. As you see, it removes the ribbons up there, and it creates a full screen view of your drawing. Okay, so you can click back on it. Next thing I want to show you is workspace. In AutoCAD, you have different workspaces, so you can work. If you have a two-dimensional drawing, if you want to draw in 2D, that's the best space to be in. If you want to do 3D modeling, you can either use 3D Basics. It's got your very basic solid geometries as far as a cube and a sphere and torus. Or 3D modeling, it's got more advanced features like surface modeling and so forth. Okay, so we're going to stick with drafting annotation for two-dimensional drawing. All right, the next thing I'm going to talk about is how to change the background color and the ribbon color. So you can right click on the space and click on options. The window elements, including the ribbons and icons, you can change the theme to light and apply. Okay, so we used to have some grayish color. You can change it to light, just to turn it to a lighter color. Right click options, and you can go to display tab, click on colors. In the context for 2D model space, the background, I'm going to change the color to white, and you're going to see AutoCAD has changed the white color of the object to black. Okay, so some people might be comfortable this way. So that's the way we can change the color of the workspace on the ribbon and on the model space. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to cover is pan and zoom. As you see, I'm panning and zooming already. The mouse I'm using has 3 keys. Left key, when I click on it, you're gonna see that color, right? And without invoking any command, you can select an object just like that, or just like that, okay? And then either move, rotate, and do a lot of other modification commands. I'm gonna escape by pressing ESC key on the keyboard so that I unselect anything that I had selected. The middle key of the mouse is very important in AutoCAD. If you scroll the middle key of the mouse, it's gonna zoom in or zoom out, okay? If you press the middle key of the mouse and hold it, you can pan it. Panning means you're moving the screen, okay? You're not moving the drawing. You're simply moving the screen to the left or right. And then with the middle key of the mouse, you can zoom in to any area you want, okay? Press and hold, zoom in, zoom out. You can also right click and you're going to have some options here, including pan and zoom. You click on zoom, as you will see, you can see the history here, okay? This is zoom in and zoom out. So at the middle of this command, you can also press the middle key of the mouse and again pan it, okay? I'm going to escape from that. So that's one way to zoom. Another way to do to run zoom command is just by pressing Z and enter. And you have many options for zoom command. You can zoom all, you can zoom center, zoom dynamic, and so forth. I use zoom all a lot, zoom extend, and zoom window a lot. So some letters are in blue highlighted. If you just type, for instance, E and press enter, it'll zoom to the extent of your window. Let's do zoom again by typing Z and press enter. Now let's do window by typing W, press enter, and then you need to draw a window. Okay, just like that. Turn those off. So I'm gonna do it again. Zoom, W, press enter. Can zoom to this area. Okay. So there's a lot of options for zoom command, and we're gonna become familiar as we move forward. So in order to continue with this, I'm gonna go ahead and open another file. Let's say a socket head cap screw drawing to see. So we're gonna talk about grid and snap right now. These horizontal and vertical lines are your grids that were on. I turned it off by pressing on this icon. You can turn on and off. It's a toggle key, or you can use F7 key on the keyboard. F7 press, grid is off. Press F7, grid is on. Okay. You can also snap to the grid by pressing F9 or using this icon. F9, snap is on, and by pressing F9 again, you can turn it off. Okay. For instance, to practice on that, let's grab line command and let's press F9 to turn on the snap. So as you see, you can snap from one location on the grid to the next location and so forth, right? So let's go ahead and look at the configuration of these grids in Snap. You can right click on this icon grid and click on grid settings. You can go to this tab, Snap and Grid, and as you see by default they're set up to 0.5. In this case it's in the units are in inches, so 0.5 inch by 0.5 inch. You can again turn on and off snaps, snap and grid there. You can change the spacing there. Click on OK. that's how we can use grid and snap. As far as USC and the origin, USC stands for Universal Coordinate System. You can move your origin, that's the intersection of your x and y axes, to any location you want. By typing UCS, press enter, you can move it to this location. Okay, I'm just gonna escape after clicking there. Oh well, let's do that again. UCS, press there, press enter. Gotta press enter. So right now that's your 0,0 point, bottom left corner of this drawing. So next we're gonna talk about line weight. It's an important topic, especially when you print. You want the edges of the objects um, to have the right thickness, as well as other line types to have the standard thickness. In order to do that, on this drawing that I've imported from a PDF file, let's say I want to highlight, you know, the drawing by displaying the line weight. Okay. So first off, I want to see which layer these geometries are placed in. So I'm going to click on this one, for instance. Well, it's in this layer, PDF geometry. Escape. I'm going to click on this one. And it's on the same layer. So what you can do is you can, let's say, I want to select these geometries, this particular one, and yeah, pretty much anything here, anything there, as well as this one. Select all that. You can change the layer to 0, okay, and escape. Now you can click on layer properties, and you can go ahead on layer 0, change the line weight to let's say 0.3. Okay. When you turn this on, the line weight doesn't show up, right? So we gotta investigate why. So when you click on one of the geometries, you will see that the line weight is set to 0.18. You're gonna have to change it to by layer. Okay, and when you do that, the line weight for that will show up. So you can do the same thing. I always keep this in by layer. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Make sure every object line weight is set to by layer. Okay. So right now, as you see, these objects are in layer 0, and the line weight is set to by layer. And when you go to layer properties, the line weight of this layer is 0.3. So that's how you can use line weight display. But when you print, it wouldn't print in this way. So we're gonna scale it, and it's gonna print exactly in 0.3 mm, not like this. Okay. The last thing I want to display, I want to show you, actually there are two few things. One is Ortho, this icon. It's used primarily when you draw horizontal and vertical lines. So when you turn it on by pressing F8 on the keyboard or just left clicking on it, let's grab line command. So right now you can only draw horizontal or vertical, right? So it makes drawing some objects much easier if you are gonna draw only in horizontal and vertical. By pressing F8, you can turn it off or turn it back on. Okay. The last thing I wanted to show you is how to start a new file from scratch, so you can start drawing from scratch and there wouldn't be anything in your drawing. When you click on the big A and new, or you can simply click on this icon, new, AutoCAD by default goes and looks into this folder template that comes when you install AutoCAD. So when you start off with ACAD.dwt, your standard will be ANSI as far as your dimensioning and annotation and your layouts. However, also your units would be in inches. Okay, if you want to start with millimeter as a unit, and with ISO standard for your annotations, you can use ACAD ISO. And these are used primarily for 2D drawings. I'm going to do ACAD DWT and open. As you see, this is a brand new drawing with your origin layer. Everything is ready for your invention. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this video. In the next videos, we're going to be doing very simple projects, and we're going to talk about coordinate inputs. To support this channel, please like and subscribe. Thank you.